Imagine this. You're told your entire life that the key to happiness is to simply think positively, to affirm your way to success, to visualize your desires into existence. So you do. You plaster your mirror with mantras. You banish every negative thought, treating your own mind like a garden you must ruthlessly weed. For a while, it works. You feel lighter, more in control. But then something strange happens. In a quiet, unbidden moment, as you repeat your daily affirmations, a chilling whisper cuts through the practiced optimism. This isn't working. The more you desperately grasp for sunshine, the larger and more menacing the shadows become. Your suppressed fears don't vanish. They mutate, growing claws in the dark. You are exhausted from the performance. You begin to feel a profound loneliness because no one speaks of this fracture, this secret sense of failure when the promised magic fails to materialize. Here lies the devastating paradox. The very tool meant to liberate you has become your cage. What if the cult of positivity isn't a solution, but a sophisticated trap? What if, in your fervent pursuit of light, you have been taught to abandon the most vital parts of yourself? This isn't a simple mistake. This is a spiritual betrayal, and its roots run far deeper than you've ever dared to suspect. The trap is not accidental. It is engineered. The relentless mandate to be positive is not wisdom. It is a form of psychological tyranny, a spiritual bypass sold as enlightenment. Carl Jung saw this clearly. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. By forbidding so-called negative emotions, grief, anger, fear, doubt, you do not transcend them. You sever yourself from your own wholeness. You create a shadow self, a repressed underground of the psyche that grows in power precisely because it is denied. Philosophers have long understood this tension. Nietzsche warned against philosophies that seek only comfort, that anesthetize the pain of existence, calling them narcotic. He advocated for amor fati, the love of fate, which demands embracing the totality of life, not just the sanitized, acceptable parts. Similarly, Viktor Frankl, from the depths of the Holocaust, found meaning not in positive thinking, but in the right to choose one's attitude in the face of unavoidable suffering. To deny suffering is to make it meaningless. The modern positivity cult, however, reframes this inherent suffering as a personal failure of mindset. It pathologizes the human condition. This is where the real damage seeds itself. You are made to feel guilty for your own humanity. But why would such a simplistic, fractured idea become our dominant gospel? The answer lies not in psychology, but in the silent, unseen consequences it was designed to produce. If this exploration of the shadows resonates with you, subscribe. Your engagement helps us continue to dissect the ideas that shape and often imprison our minds. The consequence is a silent, pervasive atrophy of the soul. When you exile your authentic emotions, you sever the vital feedback loops that your psyche uses to navigate reality. Anxiety becomes not a signal to be understood, but a virus to be deleted. Grief becomes a weakness, not a testament to love. You become cognitively brittle, unable to process the complex, textured truth of your life. This is a neurological shortcut, a bypass of the difficult integration that true growth requires. Culturally, this creates a world of smiling masks and profound loneliness. We perform wellness while internally crumbling, because admitting struggle is seen as a contagion. We see it in the cognitive dissonance of scrolling through curated highlight reels while feeling fundamentally inadequate. The French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre would recognize this as bad faith, the act of lying to oneself to escape the anxious freedom of being truly human. We choose the comfortable prison of mandatory optimism over the terrifying responsibility of authentic feeling. But the most sinister consequence is this: an inability to engage with a world that is, by its nature, fractured and tragic. By insisting everything is for the best, you become blind to real injustice, to authentic pain, and you disarm yourself of the critical, often dark, emotions required to actually change things. So if this is the trap, and these are its costs, what is the rebellion? How do you step out of the blinding light and into your own powerful, unedited shadow? The rebellion begins with a single radical act. You must grant yourself the permission to be whole. This means ceasing the civil war in your mind. Instead of banishing the negative, you learn to invite it in, not as a master, but as a messenger. Sit with your anger. What boundary is it defending? Listen to your anxiety. What uncertainty is it trying to navigate? This is the essence of Jung's shadow work. Turning toward the disowned parts of yourself, not with judgment, but with compassionate curiosity. This is not passive acceptance. It is active integration. It is the shift from I must be positive to I must be authentic. Observe the Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, who did not deny difficulty, but trained to meet it with clear-eyed resilience. Consider the artist who channels melancholia into profound beauty. Their power springs not from filtered light, but from the full spectrum of human experience. You reclaim control by dropping the exhausting performance. You build a new mindset on a foundation of honest self-awareness, where emotions are data, not destiny. This is how you forge a resilience that is flexible and deep, rooted in the unshakable knowledge of your own complete self. But this integration leads to an even more profound ultimate truth, one that redefines the very purpose of your consciousness. The ultimate truth is this: life is not a problem to be solved with positive thinking, but a profound experience to be met. The final rebellion is to exchange the pursuit of happiness for the pursuit of meaning. Viktor Frankl's insight becomes your compass. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Your power does not lie in manufacturing a preferred feeling, but in exercising this irreducible freedom of interpretation to find significance even in suffering, purpose even in pain. This is the paradigm shift. You stop seeing the darkness as a flaw in the light and begin to understand it as the very canvas upon which light is drawn. Your wholeness, with all its contradictions, becomes your strength. The poet Rumi offered the key centuries ago. Don't turn away. Keep your gaze on the bandaged place. That's where the light enters you. So let the performance end. Step out of the staged brightness and into the raw, majestic twilight of your authentic existence. It is here, in the unedited truth of what you feel, that you will discover not a cheap, manufactured happiness, but something far more durable, a life that is truly, irrevocably your own. If you're ready to question everything you've been taught, subscribe for more. Let us know in the comments what part of your own positivity prison you're ready to break free from.